Hi, Westminster. Here's a preview for Sunday, May 18th, 2025. In my mind, we are right now on the on-ramp to confirmation, which is going to happen on June 8th, on Pentecost Sunday. We have 7 terrific young people who have been going through our confirmation program. That program has covered a lot of ground, but I've also become aware of some of the big gaps in the program, some of the things that we just don't discuss with these kids. And I've been thinking about this Sunday and in a couple Sundays to come, filling in a few of those gaps during worship. One of the things we never talk about in confirmation, for whatever reason, is we don't talk about how to relate to people of other religions. We don't talk about how do we understand God's relationship to people of other religions. Are only Christians saved? Are only the prayers of Christians heard and received by God? And if not, how do we make sense of the diversity of religious expression in this world? That's not just a theological or a theoretical question, because so many of us, all of our kids, and I'm guessing all of you and me, are in relationship with people of other religions. We've got close friends, we have family members. And in my case, I'm married to somebody who is Jewish, not Christian. How do I make sense, not just of my relationship to him and to other people who aren't Christians, but how do I understand God's relationship to those people? Now, here's the good news. That is not just a modern day question. That is a question that Christians and the Jews who came before us, that the Christian movement came out of, that has been a constant question for the history of Christianity. And so we have some resources to draw on. And the lectionary for this week points us to one of those great stories. In the 11th chapter of Acts, there is a story about Peter having an aha moment about what it means for him as a Jewish person to relate to somebody who is not Jewish and to be in Christian community with that person. That was an essential question for the early Christians, as very early on, people who weren't Jewish, all the original disciples and Jesus himself, remember, were Jewish. And very early on, there were people who weren't Jewish who were interested in joining their movement. That was a difficult thing for the early Christian movement to figure out, but they did figure it out. And that process of thinking, that conversation, those experiences are really important for us to consider today as we continue to make that navigation ourselves. I really look forward to engaging with you about that question this coming Sunday. If you'd like, we can continue the conversation, open it up in a second hour, open conversation about the same topic. And beyond that, I just look forward to praying and singing with you, worshiping God with you, and being in community with you. I treasure our time together. I'll see you Sunday in person or on Zoom.